second part of the equation that Dad taught me was you have to really work at not just making a great first impression, but you really want to work at making a positive impression. All the time you're around people, the impression you want to give is you at your best, the positive side of you. That's what makes people inspired by you. That's what makes make people, when they close their eyes, think about you. Are you that person that comes across as positive more than you do negative? And I don't want to be Pollyanna here, because trust me, Amy knows me, we all have our moments. And we can all go there. However, if you spend the majority of your time in a positive place, that's when you are at your best. So let's talk about what that looks like. All right. I will never forget when I was promoted to branch manager of the Kansas City Penn Tower office. And in those days, it's the 80s. I'm 53 now, so I started, she said 25 years. I have 30, almost 31 years in this business. So it's 1980, graduated from college. I start working at the desk. Things are going really well. I'm worried about the first hunk of meat I'm selling as myself. And I get promoted to branch manager. And we are the #1 office in the country most of the time. We're vying against Torrance, California. They had the Mattel account. Austin, Texas, they had the Dell account. And then Kansas City Penn Tower, and we had the Macy's account. And in those days, it was the days when $1 million account was really big. Really big. Remember, this is the 80s. Some of you are way too young. Some of you will remember the 80s in the staffing industry. If you think about Dallas and Dynasty, those shows, we had big hair, big shoulder pads, and really, really big margins. It was good. Life was good. And bonuses were really big at the time, too. So while my office is doing great, I'm #1, 2, or 3 in the country every month, and my average bill rate was less than everybody else's. And still, the volume we were doing, and a lot of it was due to Macy's, and my biggest account there, Lisa Gray. In the book, I call her Lisa Gray. Her real name was Linda Brown. Big stretch, how I changed her name. So Lisa Gray's my biggest account, and I stole her from Kelly, and I was so excited. And before that, Kelly stole her from Manpower, and I thought I was the best salesperson ever because she came to us. Little did I know, after about 6 weeks of working with her, that, you know what, I bet Kelly and Manpower fired her. She was horrible to work with. This is the days before Career Builder or Monster, any of those. This was when you ran an ad on Sunday, and you'd come in on Monday morning, and your office was filled with applicants. And you'd look, and they would be all in that area, and we were really big on no enclosed offices. There was one for me as a branch manager, but I never went in there unless there was a powwow, an important meeting. So we all were out in the front area, and all these applicants there on Monday morning, and I walk in and call, and there's 13 people that are supposed to be at Macy's, and I call Lisa, and I say, check in, do my attendance call. This was in the days of data view drawers, I'm pulling those out and doing my attendance and my PDQ calls, and I call. I think there were maybe 11 that were there, 2 no-shows. And forget the good news about the 11. She ripped me up one side and down the other for the 2 no-shows. I mean, she was mean. And I remember I'm supposed to be the branch manager. I'm all of 25, 26 years old. My lips quivering. I'm going to cry. She was so mad at me. It was really important. That's her prerogative, right? She's the customer. I just couldn't take it anymore, and I never took lunch. Monday, though, I knew my dad was going to be home. I knew he was because, the meat market's only closed 2 days a week, Sunday for the Lord's Day and Monday for St. John's Day. My dad was John. So it was his day for himself, and he would piddle around the house and do whatever he wanted to outdoors, and I knew he'd be there, so I called him from my bag phone. Dad, I'm coming out. I need to talk to you. I'm having a really bad day. I'm taking lunch. You're taking lunch? Must be bad. Yep, I'm on my way out. I go and I sit across from him at the butcher block table, and I start talking about Lisa Gray. Dad, she's so mean. She's so impossible. I'm supposed to be the boss. I'm supposed to be nice about her, and I can't stand her, and I'm whining about her and whining and just saying all these negative things about her. And he goes, wow, you got a problem. I said, I know, I got a problem. Thanks for sharing that with me. I'm coming to you for advice. Here's my advice. Get back in your car, drive back to your office, and find the like. Pardon? Find the like. It's as simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it. Dad, you're not hearing me. She's impossible. You don't understand. Okay, let's just ask you a couple questions here. She's your biggest customer? Yes. You don't have another one as big as she is to replace her with? Nope. What would happen if you lost her? It'd be bad. It might have to lay our in-house temp off. It would be bad because our bonuses wouldn't be, it would be bad. Our biggest client. Well then, this again. Get in your car, you go back to your office, and you find the like. And I'm so mad at him. I'm thinking I'm ready to go, and he goes, all right, before you go, let me just put a little food for thought. You don't like your biggest customer. It's as simple as that. I know, Dad. Thanks a lot. Well, think about this. You don't like your biggest customer. Have you ever heard the phrase, if you don't like somebody, then they don't like you? Dad, that's impossible. I'm me. Everyone likes me. No, they don't. It's as simple as that. If you're not liking her and you're saying all these things about her, I bet you she's back at her office saying nice things about you. And if you don't think about how you turn this around and find the like, then you're going to lose her too. And sounds like it's bad news if you lose her as a customer, so go back to your office and find the like. I am so mad. That was such a worthless lunch. I get in my little brown RX-7, turn on easy lever, and I drive back to my office thinking, okay, get there, and I walk in the office and I open the door. This is what I told you. Go back to your offices, go out of it, and pretend like you never have been there before and walk in and see what happens. I walk in the door, office still filled with people over there that are applying for work. Gloria, our in-house temp up there. We've got Teresa and Julie at the desk, and the next thing you know, I look over and I hear Teresa on the phone. She said, I can't help that. Mary's walking in right now. We'll get back to you. Really loud like that. And she hangs up the phone. And I look at the people over applying for work, not too sure they want to be in here. What's going to happen next? And I saw myself in Teresa. I was exactly like that 3 hours earlier. And I got it. Find the like. If you don't like somebody, they don't like you. Work at it. Look for the good in them. I didn't like what I saw, and I knew I was looking at myself, just a different version of myself. I was a leader in the office, and this is what I allowed to have happen. I turned to Teresa and Julie, and I said, let's go back to the office. We need to have a little chat. And I turned to the people that were all in the bullpen area, and I said, there's obviously a lot of stress going on in here, and that's good news for you. If you have the right skills, good chance we'll get you to work. Hang in there with us. Gloria, you're okay? Yep, you hold it. All right, Teresa and Julie, let's go back in the office. Went back in the office, closed the door, looked at both of them, and said, I am so sorry. And they said, what are you sorry for? And I said, no. We don't talk about our biggest client that way. We're going to stop this right now. I'm so sorry that I've allowed my dislike for her to be so abundantly clear that we all think it's okay to talk to her and talk about her the way we have been. That's going to change right now. And I took the flip chart and I turned it over and I put TJM at the top, and then I took the candy dish that we had on our, we all have those candy dishes on the top of our desk. I dumped it out, emptied it, and I said, all right, from now on what we're going to do here in this office is we're going to find the like, we're going to work at it. So every time somebody says something negative about Lisa Gray, we're going to put a quarter in the kitty, and I started with the 20. I said, every time somebody says something positive about her, we're going to put a hash mark under our initial. And the person with the most hash marks at the end of the week gets all the money in the kitty. And we were a girly girl office. Maybe it might be new shoes, or it might be a manicure, a pedicure, or it might be lunch. We would do something with that money to celebrate. We found the like in Lisa Gray. So we started working at it. We were so competitive, like so many of us in the industry are. Game on. We're looking at and working at finding the like. It's amazing what happens when you work at it. Dad would always say you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen twice as much as you talk. If you listen to learn what to like, you'll find the like. So when she was yelling at us about something, the next phone call, before we hung up, I'd say, this doesn't feel very good to me, and my guess is it doesn't feel very good to you when we hang up this mad at each other. Let's talk about at least one thing that's positive. There were 11 people there this morning, and of those people, who do you think is the best fit? What was it about them? What do you have coming up that you think you're going to need people for so that we can be really proactive and make sure we have enough people with that skill set? And then when we got really, really good, it was when we'd say things like, okay, now, we got all the work done. I just would like to say one nice thing or just talk to you about something positive, so tell me, what'd you do this weekend? And what was amazing was I knew when we'd arrived and we totally transformed the relationship was the holiday season that year. That year we were supposed to give this clock that Adia told us. It was this really beautiful clock. It was our customer gift, and we were supposed to give our customers the Adia clock. And I remember it was a beautiful clock. Thought it was great. I didn't really think it was personal enough for her, though. I was getting to the point where I didn't just like her, I loved her. So I said, what'd you do this weekend? And she said, I was actually wallpapering the miniature dollhouse and at the nursery, actually. I'm going to give it to my granddaughter this Christmas. And so I did the nursery. I wish I could find a little miniature crib to go into it. I'm 25, 26 years old. The last thing I would ever do is go shopping for miniature dollhouse furniture. But you can bet I got out that big old Yellow Pages, couldn't Google in those days, and I looked up miniature dollhouse places, found a crib, went out there and bought it, wrapped it up, went out that exact same day, handed it to her. Here's your holiday gift a little bit early from me and from Audie and from our team. She opened it up. What do you think she did? She cried, so did I. I didn't just like her, I loved her. The total relationship transformation was unbelievable after finding the like, working and working at finding the like. It was hard work, she really was mean. I'll tell you though what happened. Revolving door stopped. We stayed with her until they moved their headquarters to Atlanta, and then she took Audia with her. And I know our office there worked with her. I wish I could find her, but do you know how many Linda Browns there are when you Google? I would love to share the book with her. Listen to Learn What to Like.